$5 million bond. 48-year-old Sarah Hartsfield of Beach City is in jail in Chambers County. Investigators say her husband, Joseph Hartsfield, died in the hospital last month of what they call a suspicious illness. They believe foul play was involved. We'll follow it.
Yo, YouTube, what's going on? Trey back again to hit y'all another video. Hope y'all are having a very great day. Hope y'all are having a very great week also. My day is going absolutely marvelous. Big shout out to all the channel members, all subscribers to the other Trey King Show family. And much love to each and every last one of you all. And you all, we have a story out of Texas by way of Beach City. And big shout out to everybody in the great state of Texas. Everybody in the great city of Beach City. Now, before I start this story, I want to send a special thank you to my channel members and also to my subscribers for sending me this story because it's very sad what happened to, yes, Mr. Joseph Hartsfield. And my condolences #1 goes out to Joseph and also to his family and friends because this woman, Sarah Jean Hartsfield, she is a demon, yes. And you all will understand exactly why I say that as I break the story down. And now also I want to ask you all, as you all can tell by the title of the story, that this woman been married 5 times, yes. Now, her last husband got murdered back in 2018. He was shot to death in Minnesota, and that case has been reopened due to the fact that her other husband, who happened to be the 5th husband, Joseph Hartsfield, yes, was also found deceased or whatnot. And his death was very suspicious. What happened to Mr. Joseph? Now, to give you all a backstory, Sarah Jean Hartsfield called the police a few weeks ago and told the police that her husband, actually she called 911 and told them that her husband was not responding to her and that she needed help. So upon the ambulance, the police going over there to the home or whatnot, they took Joseph to the hospital, and the doctors became very suspicious of Joseph's glucose level because Joseph was a diabetic or whatnot. And one thing about it, they said that his sugar level, his insulin level was very high, and that is not normal. But also what's very more suspicious is the fact that the hospital said that Joseph Hartsfield was already in a coma, yes, for a whole week. So how in the hell did Sarah Jean sit up there and allow this to happen knowing this guy has been in a coma? But anyway, so Joseph passed, unfortunately, and Sarah Jean had the nerve to go put on Facebook that Joseph Hartsfield died of a heart attack, knowing damn well Joseph did not die of a heart attack. And they were very suspicious also because the hospital told her what happened. I'm sure she knew what happened because from what it looked like she is guilty of participating in Joseph's death. Not saying she did it directly, but she had a large part to play in this also. Now I'm going to ask you this also, is that how can a person sit up here, #1, and be married 5 times to 5 different people? When is enough enough? So that's what I want to know. How many times is enough for a person to be married? Is it 1, 2, or 3? I mean, if you ain't got it right by the 3rd time, chances are you need to stop. But anyway, now the police have came and arrested Sarah just a few days ago and charged her with the murder of her husband after the hospital already notified the police and told the police that Joseph was in a coma for a whole week and that his glucose monitor has been going off for a long time. And also that his insulin level was very high, which is very suspicious. So they came and arrested Sarah, and she is in jail on a $5 million bond. But upon the state of Minnesota hearing about this, the police department, that is, they had reopened the case in the death of her 4th husband. And like I told you all in the beginning of the video, I don't know what happened to the other 3 husbands. So if anybody out there know what happened to the other 3 husbands, please relay that information to us so we can, add more clarification to the story. But anyway, we'll break the rest down as I read a snippet from this story. I'm going to read a quick snippet from this story, and I am going to give my opinion, all of it. Surely, as we go, Texas woman, 48 years old. Oof, that's a rough 48. Accused of murdering 5th husband in suspicious death. Like, damn, how many times do a person have to be married just to get it right? Anyway, now a Texas woman has been accused of killing her 5th husband following the man's suspicious death. The wife now faces 1st-degree murder, is being held on a $5 million bond. When they need to keep her, because damn, I mean, if your 4th husband just got murdered a few years back, way in Minnesota, and you go way to Texas and marry somebody else, like damn, like I mean, I know that a person is not going to stay single forever, but you would think after your 4th husband was murdered that you would sit down for a while, but not Sarah. Sarah Jean was about that life. And also what I want you all to be aware of today is that people with the name Jeans, whether it's Brenda Jean or Willie Jean, and especially Billie Jean, you all watch out for people with the middle name Jean because chances are they may put something on your butt. Anyway, let's continue. Now, a report by the news station cites the sheriff's office saying it believed that Joseph Anthony Hartsfield, 46 years old, 46. Joseph lived with diabetes 46 years or whatnot, and just met Sarah a few years back, and guess what? Gone. And I'm not trying to be funny about it. I'm trying to make a point. So if this man was all right all that time before this woman came into his life, and then all of a sudden, after being with her, marrying her, and a little while later, he winds up dead and his death is suspicious, chances are is what? That Sarah may have something to do with it, with her pig face self. Anyway, let's continue. Now, Joseph Anthony Hartsfield, 46 years old, died of foul play. Says the news station, not the Trey King show, because I'm tired of people saying that Trey, you lying, you making stuff up, when I'm giving you all this damn source. Hell, we don't lie, we don't speculate, we speak number what? Fat facts all day, every day, like my people in St. Louis say. Now, anyway, now the murder indictment follows Sarah Jean Hartsfield, 48 years old, looking every bit. I don't give a damn about no man. I am a black widow. 68 in the face, not being linked to the shooting death of her fourth husband in Minnesota, a case that has now been reopened. So guess what? I mean, sometimes it takes a little bit more to reopen these cases. Sometimes they give you enough rope to hang themselves. You know what I'm saying? That's what the police do a lot of times. Because guess what? If you did it once, chances are you may just do it what? Again. That part right there. So they gave Sarah Jean Hartsfield, pie-faced self, enough rope just to hang herself. And guess what she did? She went right down there to Texas and hung herself on the highest tree that she can hang herself from. Anyway, now January the 7th, Sarah Jean Hartsfield made a 911 call regarding a medical emergency regarding her incoherent husband. And you already knew that man was incoherent. They said, the hospital said this, that he was incoherent for a whole week. I don't know how they know all this and whatnot, but evidently they knew. So anyway, now medics responded to the home in a gated community in Beach City, a nice residence and whatnot. So evidently, Joseph Hartsfield was doing pretty good for himself, because a lot of these women ain't gonna pick no broke man to be with, or what we call a broke ninja. You know what I'm saying? So Sarah Jean was about that what? Them bucketed bucks, that money. Sarah Jean needed that money. Now, how back in 2018 your husband was murdered and you go find you a man that's doing well for himself way down in Texas, and a few years later, that man also winds up dead and his death is very suspicious. Chances are, Sarah Jean, you are behind a lot of this. Anyway, it's going to catch up with you. I think it already has. Anyway, let's close up now. The medics responded to the home in a gated community in Beach City and began administering aid. Joseph was transported to the Houston Methodist in Baytown, where he ultimately succumbed to his death. Now, also, at about 6:30 p.m. that day, the sheriff's office received a call from a hospital about what medics described as the patient's suspicious illness. And the hospital told everything on Sarah. But Sarah had the nerve to go on Joseph's Facebook page, yes, went right on this man's Facebook page and said this right here. And it goes to show you what some people really think about you. And this is one of the worst part about the whole story, next to Aiden and his death, if you will. Now, she went on her late husband Facebook page and said this. She says Joe's death was preventable, as if accusing him for her killing him, allegedly. Now, she says that Joe's death was preventable, but it had to be his choice. How the hell is his choice when you are husband and wives, and whether your husband or your wife take their medicine or not, by you loving them and being with them, that's why you married them. Why would you sit up here, number one, and allow them not to take their medicine? And I'm sure some of you all right now have a spouse, you know what I'm saying, a husband or a wife, a girlfriend, a boyfriend that takes some kind of medication. You know what I'm saying? That takes some kind of medicine. And one thing you're going to do by you loving them and you want them around, you want them to be here with you, you're going to do what? You're going to make sure they take their medicine. So how dare this heifer sit up here and say this? Let's repeat this one more time. Joe's death was preventable, but it had to be his choice, as if he wanted to die. That's still beyond comprehension to accept. I wish he thought more of who he'd be leaving behind. That give anything to have him here. Now, that's sad right there for you to sit there, number one, in aiding in this man's death, and then your last husband was murdered or whatnot, and then this is your fifth marriage, and then out of all things to say, you go right on Facebook knowing damn well that Joseph did not have a stroke, and you still out there and put that on Facebook saying that your late husband died of a stroke when you know it wasn't no stroke. You know what I'm saying? It was basically a diabetic coma. What the hospital said, not the Trey King show, what the hospital said that you aided in. So you gonna get up here and tell the world, profess to the world, that he basically chose death for himself. Who choose death unless you're very suicidal? That's what I want to know right there. And that's why I tell you all the way I tell you all these stories is to be careful and align yourself with the right people in life. Look, let me tell you something, like the old people say, misery loves company. And I'm going to also say this right here. If you have to be married 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, chances are, and it may offend somebody because everything I say offend people lately, chances are you may need to be by damn self. You know what I'm saying? Because chances are you may be the problem. Anyway, you all let me know what you think about this story. If there's anything I may have missed or misinformed, which is not my true intent, please let me know in the comment section, or you can email me and we can talk about it more there. If you like the video, push that like button. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel, become a channel member. Also, share the video with your family and friends. So next time, you all stay blessed and keep it real. And I will see y'all soon on the next Trey King Show. And guess what? I'm out.